Hello, my name is Bhargav Chakravarti and I'm a final year student at NLS Bangalore as well as the legal head at CAT Tutor. The case that I will be discussing today is Kapil Agarwal versus Sanjay Sharma. There are some basic details about the cases on this slide. And basically, the main issues in this case concerns criminal law and specifically the important procedural issue of what of whether multiplicity of proceedings can be allowed and when does it amount to abuse of process. Uh, the basic facts were that there was a case under Section 138 of Negotiable Instruments Act instituted against the respondent, which is currently pending. The respondent in turn filed an FIR and the police against the appellants, and the police filed a negative report after investigation. Now, the respondent also files a separate FIR, which was the facts of the cases and the allegations are the same as the previous one. Just the price of the final price, the sum stated in the FIR was different, but otherwise all the facts were same. But the important thing was that this FIR was made under Section 156(3) of the CRPC, um, and but this FIR was allowed. Now, 2 years later, the respondent filed another FIR against the appellant based on the same set of facts. The appellants approached the High Court, now requesting that this be squashed because alleging that this is an abuse of process because of the multiplicity of proceedings. Now, it's important to know the three different criminal proceedings that can be instituted. There can be for cognizable offenses, FIR can be instituted before the police. For non-cognizable offenses, a complaint needs to be made before the magistrate, who then will decide whether further investigation is should be done based on his inquiry, based on the magistrate's inquiry of the complaint. This is for non-cognizable offenses. Now, finally, there can be an application that is made before the magistrate for investigation by the police, which can be made by a private person in order to request the magistrate to direct investigation and to lodge an FIR. This is usually used when the police refuses to file an FIR. Now, these are the three different types of proceedings, and the question in this case is, can there can be multiple proceedings based on the same set of facts? Now, before answering this question, it is important to know what is cognizance of offense. When the magistrate, this is when the magistrate puts his mind to the facts presented before him in a police report and or and FIR or the complaint submitted by any private person to determine whether the commission of an offence is made out and the case should be whether it should be sent for trial. Now, in this case, the Supreme Court held that there can be multiple proceedings based on the same set of facts, and there's no legal bar for the same. But here, the Supreme Court notes that it is a duty for the High Court, especially in the supervisory capacity, to ensure that there is no abuse of the process of law. So it is important to look beyond the FIR per se and to understand what is happening here, and based on the facts of the case, whether the multiple FIRs are being lodged merely as dilatory tactics or to abuse the process of the law, and there aren't any actual merit behind lodging those FIR. So, if in this case the court held that since there was no actual reason of filing these multiple FIRs and it was to be done as a dilatory tactic, these FIRs are to be quashed. So, it is to be looked at a fact by fact basis. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned something. Do drop your comments in and your feedback in the comment section. Again, thank you for watching.